And let's go. What's up, everybody? This is the Grand Light Gazette, where we talk about One Piece damn near every damn day. And today we got another character breakdown, faction breakdown, faction analysis. We're talking about G5, the Marines, Smoker, Tashigi, and the rest of the crew. Hey, we just talked about, what's his name? Virgo, the leader of G5. So, I mean, this is a little fitting. I think we talked about the smoke fruit too, so we're on a roll. If this is your first episode, like, comment, subscribe. Check out our past playlists. We got a lot of them. Not going to waste time going through them all. If you like One Piece, you found us. Like, subscribe, do that stuff. Let's get started. G5, as a whole, we meet him in East Blue. Smoker, he's a threat. Tashigi, she's a nerd, but you're like, okay, maybe this is Kuina. Yes. She's got some kind of sword potential. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
These are things that we're seeing. We hear about the crew. They're ruthless. They don't really listen to people. They don't listen to their higher ups. They kind of do their own thing. So they get the dirt missions. They're the Black Bulls from Black Clover. You know what I mean?
Good point. Yep, that's exactly what they are. Yep, I like it.
But it seems every time we meet them, that is not the case. That's my personal opinion. I don't know if that's your personal opinion. You let me know how you guys feel about G5 below. This is Kev. I'm Corey. Let's get started. Kev, how do you feel about G5 as a whole?
I like them. I'll be honest. They're not the strongest group, but they always seem to be on the right side of things in the end. Punk Hazard comes to mind. They were there. They kind of helped us escape as well. Same thing with, beating out Virgo. When they noticed that he was betraying them, they all kind of grew a backbone on him. So
it did take a little bit. It did take him beating them down a little bit. Yes. But they were also on the right side of Alabasta. They didn't necessarily, Smoker himself, he's the captain. We'll take him as the leader. He didn't want to be the fall guy, to be like, I saved the day. So they are on the right side of history most times, or at least try to be. Which makes sense of they're the guys that go out of line and do their own thing, because this is subliminally early on telling us that the military isn't exactly in the right. You know what I mean? But notable members, how do you want to break this down? Should we go by characters that we recognize? Should we go through like sagas? How should we do this one?
I mean, I'll be honest, the only three I really recognize that I can call out by name is Virgo, Smoker, and Tashigi. So it's just cannon fodder A, B, and C after that for me.
The people that are kind of in love with Tashigi and everything that
she does. Yeah. You got the crew who's always there for Tashigi. She reminds me a lot of Nami. I think they actually use the same face, actually. But I could be entirely wrong on that. They look very similar.
He does do a lot of same face when it comes to the girl, so...
Yeah.
Especially like early on, like the leader girls. But all the G5 members do have a bad case of fodder face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which is fine. I mean, they're not CP9. They're not. They're the people that you are paying attention to here is Smoker and Tashigi. Like, it's like, hey, it's these two and the gang. It's like, okay, I get it. But we kind of already covered Virgo in a previous video.
Kind of remind me of Law's crew.
I agree, actually. I mean, because the other two are kind of cannon fodder besides Beppo and Law to me. Yeah. So I'm right there with you.
I do like Sachin and Penguin, though. The fishermen that be swimming. But that's only because I finally found out their names. But as far as G5, this playlist was originally supposed to be like Mugiwara Monday, like their Grand Fleet playlist. So... I mean, let's try to connect this back to the Straw Hats.
Sure.
Smoker definitely has to make an appearance again. I mean, he just has to. This is just a fact that has to happen. How do we think he's going to be interacting with the Straw Hats?
We, as the viewer, we know that he's struggling right now. Ever since, like you said earlier, after Alabasta, everyone gave him the credit, but he knows the truth. He knows Luffy saved the day. A pirate, a disgusting villain pirate saved the day. Saved hundreds. And that's something that is not told. So it kind of sent him reeling, where same thing that we've seen countless times with people like Kobe, where it's like what you're telling me, who you're telling me are the good guys are not being good, and who you're telling me are the bad guys are not being bad. So he's definitely needing to find his way. And I really like how Aokiji saves him eventually as well. And I think that he has a similar path as that. So I think
Mm.
he's going to be here to rescue us some way, somehow support us. Maybe not rescue us because he's kind of weak, but
And the thing is, I think when he meets the Straw Hats next, he's already going to be fighting on the same side. Like, there's going to be
yeah,
some kind of interaction going on, and he's just going to be like, "Oh, well, here are the Straw Hats again. Well, I don't got time to fight you, so I guess I'm fighting with you." You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
But yeah, like you said, like he is definitely struggling right now because just like in Alabasta, they got the announcement, the Vegapunk announcement, where it's just like the government's just been lying, not even necessarily calling them bad guys, not even saying they're great or evil. Just you're whether it's for good or not, you're lying
yes,
on a global scale,
yeah.
which is damn near unforgivable.
I mean, especially what you're lying about too. It's kind of crazy.
And how you're going about it. That he already
But
doesn't agree with. But
yeah,
yeah.
he doesn't shy away from fights. I mean, even though he's about to get his ass whooped by multiple different people, he always steps up. I mean, Law, Boa Hancock. I mean, he was getting rocked by Dofi. I mean, he's not afraid to back, of a fight. I mean, pre time skip, we couldn't fight him. As on the Straw Hats, he was unbeatable to us. Pre time skip, of course. Now that we have hockey and stuff like that, it's kind of OP. But it's he
He
also
was. He was
has.
like like a more treacherous
Mhm.
Team Rocket. Where you were just
Ooh,
popping up all the time, but it was like, hey, actually like sometimes hey, if you catch us slipping, I know you kinda wanna go for all the straw hats, but you're only really trying to go for Luffy. If he wanted to and he picked him off one by one, he would have had the job done a long time ago. Start with Usopp, then you go to Nami. That's when you get Sanji, and then there's just two dumb asses left. So you know how that goes. Um,
so on Punk Hazard, I mean, their G5 is there following the Straw Hats. Now it's never really clear if they catch them, what they're gonna do. Are they gonna really try to capture them or anything like that? But that's when all of G5 is watching a mano fight between Smoker and the ex captain Virgo, but he has to be saved by Sanji of all people. And later they defeat, Law and Smoker defeat him later on. So it is kind of interesting how you already have that to the G5 that, you're overthrowing old captains of your own team
yeah,
already.
I mean, G5. This is the same team that tortures pirates.
Yeah,
Like
very true.
they torture. Maybe they're the ones that get the information on like whatever his name is from Naruto that gave the exam during the training arc.
Hmm.
Um, Ibuki, um, Ibiki or something like that. But like maybe they're the intel. Like they torture people for intel, but they do torture pirates. Like they are not nice people on that crew.
The
Um,
interrogation unit.
the interrogation unit.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's just very alarming if that is the case for that unit, and I'm given a reason for them torturing people, but it does show it. Um, it says they burn them. They did not know that Virgo was a traitor the whole time. Like you said, like they followed the Strats to Punk Hazard, and they had no idea Virgo was already there doing shit. Like
yeah,
for a while, like he always goes there. Like,
yeah. And like he even like tells Smoker, he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna exterminate your whole entire division." Cool. And he's like, "No, not cool. What do you mean not cool?"
this is your division too. Like I don't, not really. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you know this. I'm a heart. I'm actually on the Doflamingo Pirates.
if they had
But
like tattoos like I don't know from Hunter x Hunter and stuff like that, that'd be dope. Actually, I got a heart right here. I'm part of Doflamingo's crew.
and so after Punk Hazard, we're not really sure really about their history after that. But we do see quite a few of them with Tashigi on the Kobe rescue mission on Hachinosu. Again, I don't think they really get off the boat very much or at all, but they're there. I mean, they're helping people like Garp and Kobe try to like rescue Kobe. So I think it's actually very important that Garp is the one who's kind of leading the squadron of people to rescue Kobe, and I think that Smoker, or not Smoker, but Tashigi and G5 are here supporting him, and I think that's pretty important.
Yeah, and I think there's more to be seen for G5. Now, I don't
Mm-hmm.
think they're gonna have much more of a significant like fighting. I don't think they're gonna be deciding any battles for us. But I do think
Sure.
when this new regime is installed, you will see some familiar faces from G5.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I do think at the end of the day, and it's all said and done, it's going to be a morality battle. So G5, uh, I don't know. We did our Sword playlist. The members from Sword, Garp, Sengoku. These will be the people that are left. So it'll be very interesting to see what the new Marines look like in the future.
Yes.
Oh, before we go, Tashigi.
Yeah.
She has a whole thing about swords that I feel like we're not going to get complete. Like, there's not going to be a closure to that story.
It's such a weird thing because I get if the fan base was so deeply into this that, we just assume that Tashigi looks like Kuina. But the fact that Oda wrote it into the story where Zora's like, oh wait, that looks like Kuina. And it's like, okay, like Oda's telling me it looks like Kuina, not me
Like 30
assuming it looks like
chapters
Kuina.
after we even learn who Kuina is.
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
sorry, bro. I know you didn't want it to be like this long, but this is 1,100 chapters. You put these two
yeah.
things very close together.
But
I don't know.
even as a kid, she's reading about katanas, which is very like a Kuina thing to do. But enough about like the early on. Like she is a swordsman. She is going to be on. I'm not going to say the level of Zoro, but Scabbards maybe.
But they do this thing where they handicap her with her glasses. Like they
Sure.
did the same. I think they did a thing where she lost her glasses once. They did the thing in G5 where she was fighting. I forget who the bird girl was with the snow powers, but it's like the glasses with the snow and everything, like the fog. Now those
Mhm.
are cool One Piece things that you will not see in other anime. Like you're not gonna see that kind of like specific problem in other anime to like the extent that it did, where it didn't matter, but it did matter. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I would like to see her just fight somebody all out. I would like to see her do like just like a hockey pulse, like as they clash swords or something like that. Like I don't know. I feel like her potential's there.
And I like her for, let's say my head canon goes off here, and it's like something like Marco and Wano. Marco held out against somebody, I forget who it
King
was,
and Queen.
King and Queen, until Zoro was ready to rejoin the fight. That is, you have to. That's a One Piece trope that they go over and over again. You got to buy time. They do it on Dressrosa, Punk Hazard, everywhere. So I think Tashigi could fill that role in the final chapter where he's knocked out, got to use a rumble ball or some shit, and then she's helping out for the 10 minutes. But she's not Zoro.
I
Let's not
love
get
that
too
idea.
crazy.
I love that idea.
That's just me.
That is a One Piece trope through and through, where it's like
Hmm.
Luffy fights somebody. Luffy finally fights the bad guy. But then something happens and somebody has to like, hey, Luffy's busy really quick. He's gonna be right back.
Yeah. I mean, we had an announcer on Dressrosa who's like counting down for 10 minutes. He's like, five, four.
Like,
It's
remember
like,
Skypiea
okay.
running back up to Enel so many times? You're like, bro.
I mean, it's a trope, but I think it will be confirmed eventually that Tashigi is truly Kuina. Now, is that you'll have to, well, Oda can make up a reason, but I do like how who she's hanging out with. When we left her, she's in the hospital, Marine GS General Hospital, and she just gets called from Smoker. Like she's hanging out with Sword, probably a Sword member, who knows. But Smoker's about to rejoin the team, and now you got Drake, Kobe, You got the whole, like, you got all of Sword who are getting together right now.
There's a little bit of a squad we got going right here. There's a little bit of a squad. You had Smoker and Tashigi, like, oh.
I don't know who's leading the squad, that's for sure. But if you know, if you
No,
go off power, it's definitely Kobe. But
we're taking orders.
yes.
We take orders. They just say get the job done, and from there we get the job done. We don't actually agree on a lot.
I had to find the bird girl. Her name was Monet.
There you go.
The
Cool
ice-
name too.
yes. Very cool.
Cool character. I like the
But
whole
tell- I
splicing
mean-
thing they did on Punk Hazard.
Who's your guys' favorite G5 character? I know you only have 3 to select from, really, but I mean, there are some good characters here. Without Dragon, Luffy gets caught in like episode 30. So it's like, okay, like Smoker was a problem for a very long time, and I think he may find his way back into notoriety, I guess it would be, or relevance.
I was going to
is a
say
better way to
relevance.
phrase it. Yeah, he's cool. I get it. But you gotta take it to that next level to be in the ring with the Straw Hats, and that's something Kobe just showed he could do. I need to see the same from Smoker and Tashigi. So,
But last thing before we left, I should have said this in the smoke video, but Smoker's Devil Fruit is much like the strong fruit, where it's like very basic.
Mhm.
Oda waited to use the strong fruit. Might have should have waited for the smoke. You know what I mean? Especially being an elemental one that admirals usually have. Might want to have waited for that one. But I don't know. That's a thought.
gotta hit the battleship bags, dude, or something. Gotta do something about this weight. But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Thank you.
I believe in him. I know. This Corey loves Smoker. I don't mind him. I hope the best for him. That's about it for me, though.
I believe that I see the potential. So sometimes you gotta believe that you see the potential for there to be potential.
If you squint really hard and like really move the paper away from your face,
and you lie to yourself. It's really about the inner thought what you're saying to yourself. But what do you guys think below? Let us know your favorite character from G5, how you think they're going to come back in the story. We will be back next week with another character breakdown, and we will catch you next time.
Peace.